Well, there's your 8.8 intake. And finally got the parts I needed. Well, most of them, like I said. Check down some bolts and some other stuff. But the heads are untorqued. The upgraded rockers are on. Since these are LS rockers, you can use the LS trunnion upgrade to fix the max lift issue and the reliability issue. I got the valley pan cleaned up. I got to get bolts, and then I got to seal it. And then I figured I'd document what's sitting in an intake from an 8.8 looks like on an 8.1. So there's the intake ports on the 8.1. And there's no valley cover. And then 8.8s have a separate valley cover, which is a smart idea. And then the round ports with a different bolt pattern. So let's stick the intake on there. Hold on, I gotta put my phone down. You need to really get me a little tripod. Let me just put it here for now. Oh, God. Let's see. Okay. Oh. I love my sinuses. Okay, well, the first thing I'll show you is the angle of the dangle here. So the heads on the 8.1 and the heads of an 8.8 are cut at a different angle. See if I can get this side. There you go. Now, if I line up the driver's side ports, it's kind of hard to see. Let me turn the light on. Maybe it'll help. Not really, because half my bulbs are bad, I guess. Luckily with this intake, it has the O-ring gaskets. Trying to get it in there, but I tried to just line up this one bolt hole, even though the bolt hole pattern is different. Let's see. You should see it better with the phone than I can with that. That's pretty close. I mean, it's got that angle. Maybe let's leave it up. No. The valley kind of screws me. So the intake ports are kind of lined up. You can see the size difference there. And then now, if you look at the passenger side, they're way off. See, that's the center of the port here, and then center here. So that's about, without using a fine measuring instrument, I'd say at least 3/4 of an inch. Plus the angle of the dangle. If you were to make some kind of funky adapter, you'd have to split the difference. So the port would have to go, let's see, let's move it, let's split the difference here. Let's see. It's kind of hard to do it. 50-pound intake. Hold the phone. I think that's a good split. It's kind of hard to see because of daylight. So I've shifted the intake. And I shifted this one. So you would have to run the ports this way, plus make it a valley pan, plus cut it at 2 different angles, plus bolt it to the 8.1 heads. There's this bolt hole here. bolt hole here. So I mean, I'm sure it could be done, but I don't think it'd be worth the hassle. Personally, I think the easiest thing to do is put 8.8 heads on 8.1. And then you got better flowing heads stock, better flowing intake, and let's check one other thing. I didn't think about this. Let me go grab my, hold on 1 minute. Let me go grab my valley pan from my array. Okay. So I went and got the valley pan off my old motor. I just cleaned the other one, so I really didn't want to put a clean part on this dirty motor. So a dirty part on a dirty motor. But anyways, this is the valley pan for 8.8. Now see it, same shape, which I kind of expected. Then, you know, you lose these bolt holes. Now granted, I got the little rubber things here, so it'll sit down a little bit more. But I do see there's some design improvements. This is, I don't know, swedged in maybe. Same with this one. There's no center hole because the newer blocks have a better ribbing right there, like an LS. Now see, this has a center hole. This is not swedged on. It looks like it's stamped on. It looks like the intake rubs on it a little bit too. So I'm going to grind that rib off the intake. And this is still swedged, but it ain't moving. I'll definitely put some silicone around that one just so we don't have any leaks. But, so that's nice to know. But see how the, you know, everything lines up differently. So, I mean, me personally, I would just stick with a, if I wanted the improvements, if I didn't want to change engines, but I wanted to improve heads and improve intake of an 8.8, then I definitely would just do a head swap with intake. So this is giving you an idea. And then on this, since these holes don't exist in the 8.1 block, I just silicone it. It'll be fine. Especially since you'll have these holes holding it down to the heads of the 8.8. So I mean, I don't see any major problem with that. The sprint cars, they're Enderley and Hillborn and all other stuff. There's a couple other companies. They literally just glue the valley pan in. They don't even use bolts. You take a razor blade and you cut it out once you rebuild the motor. But that's how I would do it. But so I got the intake cleaned up. I got the valley pan cleaned up. I do some valley pan bolts today. I'm hoping to, the weather is going to turn to crap here Saturday probably. So I'm going to try to get the engine in before that. And I want to get it in enough so I can just start it. And not put all the accessories on and everything, but I have the manifolds on and the engine in and enough where I can start it. But I'm going to try. But if not, I just got to wait for the weather to clear up and finish it. But that's where I'm at now. I like going over the differences of everything, so everybody's aware of this. But, oh, and I got to weld. Probably try to do that today. I think I'm going to put it here. See, I had no way to put oil in this engine. Now, I could use actually, I have a set right there. I could use these, but they're the PSI ones. But they only use the newer style coils, and this engine is an 01. Now, granted, I could change coils, but I'm sure the customer doesn't want to pay extra for, you know, something simple. So I'd rather just put an oil fill on his valve covers. They're a little taller too, and reuse his coils and wiring and everything. So there's no weird go to the parts store and everything's wrong because the difference is in years. So let me get busy with that. Oh, I noticed a cool thing when I was sitting here. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. Let's see if I can get it to. Should have grabbed the flashlight, but let's see. Can I turn the light on? There we go. That might do it. Well, with my eye, kind of hard to see. You're looking at the valve, top of the valve. Like the intake valve stem, that's the end of it where it hits that's where the injector point's at. So I'm not really worried about that goofy long tip that the stock injectors have. I mean, if someone wants to pay for dyno time, then I will swap out these long tip injectors and then see how the oil and stuff gets on them. I think being further up, the other injectors should be fine. But anyways, let me get busy with this, and I just want to check in and keep you guys posted of what's going on.